How you doing, guys? Today, giving you a little midweek update. At the end of last weekend, I was in the process of starting the tractor up, and what I ended up having was a bunch of fireworks. And as you can tell, there was an issue with the battery. Everything's been ripped out of the back of the tractor. Essentially, when I went to go start the tractor up, the positive post of the battery was actually touching the seat pan, and as you can tell right there, it started to weld the wing nut to the bottom of the seat pan. Now, I have never had this problem happen before. I put these batteries in the back of these tractors without issue, not even covering up the battery posts, just slap it in there, tighten it down, and off we go. So I just couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with this. Why is this thing, touching? It just doesn't make sense. And here's the thing. This is what I came up with, or what I realized. In this particular tractor, I used the larger battery tray from like a 1056 or a 1257 or a 1057, something to that effect. The large frame, big block tractor I used in this particular tractor. In all my other tractors, I didn't do that. I used a battery tray from like an 857 or 856, one of these smaller battery trays in the hole. And essentially what was happening with the larger battery tray is it would sit a little higher in the box or in this area, thus raising the battery up. And you can just barely make out, maybe I could turn this around and we can keep, you can see where the big battery tray was actually touching the back portion. Now, when you use a smaller battery tray, it actually only comes right up to this like fold line. So I needed to lower the battery, and the only way, I could go to eBay or something and find another battery tray and wait a couple days and all this other stuff, and I got to get this thing done. I mean, I've been working on it for 13 months, and I've been boring the hell out of you for just looking for something in the garbage. I've been boring the hell out of you for 13 months, and I'm kind of done with the project, to be honest with you. I got to get it finished. So I decided to modify the big battery tray. And this wasn't a minty tray. It had all these pits and stuff in there. So it isn't like a big, huge loss. First thing I needed to do was cut the bolts off that I originally had. Let me move this out of the way. Originally had in place to bolt to the back plate. That's this guy right here. You can see where I have my holes drilled. I needed to cut those out in order to raise them up, bring them up to this, bring them this direction, so that way I can drop the pan in. The next thing I had to do is I actually had to cut, I'd say about a ½ an inch, maybe just a little, maybe just a touch more than a ½ an inch off the front of the battery tray to shorten it, so that way I could get it down beyond the, the slope of the seat pan. Then I had to cut these guys off, the bolts off the tops of this little section, because that's where they were originally welded to. And obviously I tack welded them back in. I flattened everything out. I put the bolts back in. I tack welded them in. So everything is all set to go. I just got it. I had done a real quick paint job on it, and basically, let's see, hang on. Let's go up. Let's come back down. There we go. I'll try to get this thing to focus, sorry. So I hit it with some paint. It just looked like hell. So I just sanded it down, and I'm going to repaint it. So I'm going to pause this thing up real quick. Actually, you know what? We're not going to pause it. We're just going to go with it. So now, when we drop this thing in, I'm going to try to do this with one hand, so bear with me. There you go. Boom. Now... Now the battery tray is about a ½ an inch lower in the opening. Therefore, it drops the battery down about a ½ inch. Gives me a ½ inch of clearance between the seat pan and the battery posts. And for additional protection, let me open this. Let me get this thing up. What I did was I contacted cement a piece of tire tube to the bottom of the seat pan, right where the posts are. So that way, even if we have a total catastrophic failure and the seat pan just totally collapses onto the battery, we shouldn't have any sparks. So I'm going to shoot this pan, the battery tray, I should say, sorry, with some red paint today. And I should be able to reinstall it tomorrow, and we should be off and running. But I wanted to show you something. Look, let me put it down here. Where, you know, wait, hang on, give me, sorry. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus without my hand. There it is. Come on. Well, you can see, there it is. You can see how hot it got. Let me pull this back. There it is. You can see how hot that thing got. It really cooked itself. It's even rainbowed. The thing has even got like rainbow marking. It got so hot. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus. Nope. Boy, real bad day on the focusing, I guess. But there you go. So lesson learned. Lesson learned. You can't use a big battery tray in the back of a wheel horse if you want to run the battery underneath the seat. You got to use the smaller 857, 856 battery trays. And then they'll work. All right, guys, we're getting there. At least I'm getting there. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope this helps in the future for somebody, so that way you don't have a enlightening time like I did. All right. Have a good day. Bye.